So our first topic is exception handling. Okay, so our topic is exception handling. Now what is an exception? An exception is a abnormal condition that arises in a code sequence at a runtime. Now this is a definition of an exception. Exception is an abnormal condition which occurs in a code at a runtime. So at a runtime means when you write a code, when you compile the code, say if you miss out a semicolon in the code, then you will get a compiler error that there is some problem in a syntax. You forgot to write a semicolon, you forgot to write proper brackets, you forgot to match the curly braces, colon, semicolon, inverted commas. Okay, all these are syntax errors. But what is exception? Exception is a abnormal condition that arises in a code sequence at runtime. It means syntax wise it is okay, your code is okay. Syntax wise, when you try to compile your code will compile with 0 errors. But when you run the code at runtime, something will happen, something may happen to the sequence of code, to some values of a variable, or some condition may occur, some condition may arise at a runtime. Although the compilation is okay, compilation is success, there is no compiler error, but during runtime you will get some certain specific errors. So those kind of errors are known as exception. In other word, an exception is a runtime error. In other word, an exception is a runtime error. Now runtime error means compilation is successful. Now you try to execute your code and you get an error, but compilation is successful. There is logic wise, what you can say, the programming wise, the programming concepts are, the syntax wise it is good, but at runtime you will get an error. We'll see what kind of errors you can get at a runtime, and we'll see various programs related to that. Okay. Now in computer languages that do not support exception handling, errors must be checked and handled manually, typically through the use of error codes and so on. So normally the computer languages which do not support exception handling, or prior to the invention of this exception handling, how they used to check this specific kind of errors at runtime? Normally what they do is, they create an error code file, error code.txt. Okay, normally they create an error code.txt file. Now this is your error code notepad file. In the notepad file they will have various kinds of, say, code defined, say ERR001. So ERR001 is responsible for this message. Okay, this message will get displayed for ERR001, ERR002. So this kind of error codes normally they write in an error code.txt file, normally this file, and they check during code if the value of this variable is so and so, then show the error message ERR002 to the user. If this function return this value, then show ERR001 to the user. So normally with the help of these error codes, they used to handle errors during runtime. But what is the problem with this error codes? Error code technique is, you need to identify what all kind of errors may occur at runtime. Upfront you should be able to identify those, and you need to write all those conditions, all those errors in this error.txt file. And if you fail to write, then you might not be able to handle that exception, you might not be able to handle that error properly. So what Java says, Java exception handling avoids these problems, and in the process it brings runtime error management into the object oriented world. So Java's exception handling mechanism makes the Java language robust. It means there are two kinds of exception handling. One is the exception handling features which are provided by the Java. I mean, if you encounter certain situation which you should not, so Java's runtime exception handling mechanism will get invoked and it will throw you an exception we have seen. Okay, so automatically Java has various kind of exceptions. Say when you do certain arithmetic, and if you try to say divide it by some zero, so division by zero exception is there. So if you say create an array of to store 5 integer, and during code if you write certain loop, for loop or while loop, and if you try to access the 6th memory location, but the array is of only five spaces, so you are trying to access illegal, say what you can say, the memory part to access the array, so it will give you an appropriate exception. So say certain you try to create an object of a class, but that particular class you have not created, so you are referring to a class which you have not created, so it will give an appropriate exception message. So Java has inbuilt exception classes, various exception classes related to various conditions which may encounter, which may happen, which may encounter during runtime. And in addition to what Java has, this exception handling allows the programmer to write a code to define a user defined exception. Say suppose you write a program, you are writing a program wherein say you want the persons who are say above 18 years of age should only be eligible for say voting, or say should be eligible to apply for driving license. So Java exception handling, it allows you to create your own exception, such that if in a code the age of a person who is applying for a driving license is less than 18, so automatically it will throw an exception that this person age is less than 18, so don't issue the driving license, some kind of this kind of error message. So Java allows you to create your own exception, and at the same time it has a list of exceptions, built-in exceptions which are already defined, and if certain condition, certain problem related to those already defined exceptions occur in a code, so appropriate exception handling mechanism takes place. This is something about exception handling. Now a Java exception is an object. Java exception is an object. Okay, so when you say ki this exception is thrown, so what is thrown? An object is thrown. When you say the arithmetic exception is thrown, so an object of type arithmetic exception class is thrown. Okay, so we'll see how this object gets created and how it is thrown. So when an exceptional condition arises in your code, an object representing that exception is created. An object is created which represents that error condition, and it is thrown. So that that exception will be caught, so that the exception is caught and processed. So the important keywords in this line, in this para, is when an exception arises, an object representing that exception is created, exception is thrown, exception is caught, and exception is processed in a proper way, so that your code's flow will be proper. It should not say say certain condition has occurred and abruptly your code get terminated without telling the user that what has happened. So this is a bad programming. At any given point of time, your code should follow a certain process, wherein if all condition is good, code should follow the success path. If certain problem is there, it should follow the failure path. But at the end, your user should be satisfied. Your user should know whether the process is complete, whether the process is incomplete. Because of this error, the code is terminated. Okay, abruptly nothing should get closed. So whenever an error condition occurs, an object is created which represents that error condition. That exception, that object is thrown. Whatever is thrown is caught at some point, and then it is processed. We will see how to create an object representing error condition. We will see how to throw an exception. We will see how to catch an exception, and we will see how to process an exception. But this is the overall gist of this exception handling. Exception can be generated by Java runtime system, or they can be manually generated by your code. So Java runtime system error means, say when you violate the rules of the Java language or the constraints of the Java execution environment, okay, such as that error condition, say exception, that array, you create an array of 5 elements and you try to access the 6th element when you try to access a class which you have not created, okay. So this kind of error is there, and they can be manually generated. Manually generated exceptions are typically used to report some error condition to the caller of a method, okay. We will see programs for both. How these exceptions can be generated by Java runtime system, and how exceptions we can manually generate an exception, okay, but in our code, okay. Now it is important, Java exception handling, this whatever discussion we have done, the entire discussion or the exception handling can be managed with the help of these 5 keywords: try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. So these are 5 keywords. Using these 5 keywords, if we use these 5 keywords in our program, we will be able to say perform exception handling in our code. Now what is the purpose of these 5 keywords? This we will discuss in say in the tomorrow.